Let's talk about wrestling to the max. The dream of many people around the world has been the idea of a New Japan AEW crossover event, and it happened this past weekend in Chicago.
Wait a minute. Has there been a sudden outbreak of ptomaine or salmonella that people are having nightmares and feverish-induced hallucinations?
Well, different people ingest different things, but for a lot of people, this was a big deal. For some other people who were only AEW fans, they couldn't understand why all of a sudden this took over the show. But the pay-per-view event was this past weekend in Chicago, AEW Forbidden Door.
Oh, boy, howdy. And first off, you asked me, well, did you see those opening matches? And I said, no, because I got the pay-per-view that I purchased when it came up on my television guide, and I said, buy this, record this. Started with the Jericho six-man tag team fiasco. There were apparently several more matches before that. I found out later, after the fact, that the countdown show that usually is just like a half-hour thing, and I guess that's for the WWE pay-per-views where they just show what we used to call the Barker channel, where they just have clips to promote the matches and etc. Instead, they gave us an hour on AEW, and there was like 4 matches on that. I did not see that program. That was listed as countdown, and I found out about it afterwards when you said there were more matches. But I'd seen enough matches already. But apparently, for the people in that building, they saw 5 solid hours of just mayhem matches that just on and on, over and over, without stopping, doing the same basic things. And how the fuck? Why does a show need to have 12 or 13 matches and go 5 hours? It's not WrestleMania. But one match was Lance Archer had a single match with somebody, and then they
Nick
had Camarado, who we haven't even seen on television in 2 years. When he used to hang around with Solo and Go-Go.
Well, they were on the show. Well, Solo and QT were on the pre-show too.
Well, that's another thing. There was a 8-man with the Guns and Caster against 4 guys. I swear to God, they looked like guys in their first day of wrestling school. Where did they find those guys from?
Well, no, those guys are from the New Japan dojo.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So they are in wrestling school.
They're trainees.
And they put that in front of 16,000 people and broadcast it such as it was on the Countdown program. Why do that? In Ring of Honor. And I tried to put an end to it whenever possible, but it was an ingrained part of the culture there that you should have pre-show matches involving your trainees and or greenest guys. I said, why would we want to open the show with that? Well, no, it's not opening the show. It's pre-show. What? It's pre-show. If bell time is 8 o'clock, we send those guys out at 7:15 while the people are getting in their seats. They're watching these 2 or 3 pre-show matches. And then we start the show. I said, if you're in the building that you're going to be in for the show, and they're using the ring you're going to use for the show, and they're in front of the people that have bought tickets and have come in the building to see the show, they're part of the fucking show. And we don't need to put a guy that's been in wrestling school for 3 weeks on the opening match at the Hammerstein Ballroom. That's just me.